Good afternoon, and this is COMM 1010, and today's discussion is about the impacts of television on society. And our first question or topic is, there's a recent police shooting in Charleston, South Carolina, that was captured on a camera phone. All right. Now this made television. Does access to this type of content hinder or improve public awareness of policing operations?
I'll go first. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it helps it. It controls what the police do, and it makes them aware. Because if they didn't have that, we would never known that happened. So that's what I think.
I think it kind of helps it just because like you kind of shows like who's being a good cop and who's being a bad cop, I guess, kind of deal. Other than that, like I mean, if like a news police or like night crawlers don't get to it in time, then you just have like that one random individual pedestrian that's just like, oh, I videotaped this and send it to a news station. They make like a quick $100 or whatever.
Now let me ask you this: do you think that there's a lot that we don't know? Like, say it's taken out of context. With this situation in South Carolina, we clearly see a man running away and getting shot. So there's really nothing to that. But in past eyewitness accounts via cell phone, there's a lot of information that happened prior to that we don't know about. Is that somehow misconstrued?
I really do think that plays a huge role in it. As much as filming situations like that helps and does publicize it so people can see it, and that way police know that there are eyes on them. It is out of context a lot of the time. When a viewer, myself included, sees a video on the internet, I see it as it is. You know, there's a man shooting another man, and that's not right. That's completely wrong. And in this context, in this video, it does look like the officer was guilty, but there could have been more to the story. And that's not what we're seeing. We're just seeing exactly what's on the video. And there are multiple sides to the story, and we're only seeing one side shot from the video.
That's good. Flip that around, there you go.
I pretty much agree with everyone else who's went before me. It's definitely an improvement on the way we see how we should see the police officers that that should be protecting us, that not all of them are of the best character. And I think that, I don't know. I don't think that we should judge every police officer based on the videos that we see on YouTube or whatever emotion that makes us feel, because some of us, it may upset us, or it may make us, remember an experience that we may have had or experienced ourselves. But I think that we need to take into context, like you said, these surrounding situations, what made that police officer do whatever he was doing, or what made whoever was killed or shot or injured or whatever. We need to look at the complete picture of what was going on. So I think that overall, I think it makes us think about what's really going on around us, and not just what's going on in our lives. It makes us look around and see what's going on. So,
Do you think, next person, do you think there's an importance for the citizen to have this technology and use it?
Absolutely. I was going to say, I do agree that it's a tricky situation because of the context. We do have to consider what happened before and after, just a small video, but I think that the citizen has a right to essentially what he or she is putting her money into would be, I think we have a right to see that media content, and I think that a police officer shouldn't have an issue with being filmed, as you're working for the government. You're kind of in the spotlight as it is.
All right. So do you feel that this improves policing operations?
Like filming police officers?
We having camera, that it's being brought to television, is brought to mass media. Do you feel it hinders or actually improves policing operations?
Well, I think it's kind of goes both ways because police officers are going to do what they want to do. Well, not do what they want to do, but even if they know someone is watching, there have been some videos where police officers have body cams and they are seen doing something, you know, as some would say, a little too aggressive on the person or whatever. There also have been reports they turn off the camera. Why do you have to turn off the camera if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing? So I think it could go either both ways or not, but I don't know. I just think either way it goes, they're going to do what they want to do.
So there's really no, they're just going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So is it up to, say, knowing or being aware that every citizen may have cameras on them? Not so much policing that the police have, but knowing that the community has eyes on them and will record it, have it uploaded within, 12 hours,
Yeah.
Do you think that that has no effect or any impact on policing operations?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you. But our next question, you go ahead and hand the mic off to, we'll start it back around again. Newton Minnows assessed, and he claimed that television was a metaphorical wasteland. Do you agree?
Somewhat. It's the stuff on TV. Some of it is just garbage, basically.
Some of it?
Yeah, some of it. So most of it's garbage, actually. So.
But now, what would be garbage?
Just the shows, reality shows. That's just entertainment. Well, I know TV's for entertainment, but still, like, most of it's not necessary. So that's how I think. So.
But how would you feel that TV could be better utilized, television itself?
Put important stuff on there that's happening. Like,
They don't do that with news already?
I mean, they do, but the channels that most people see, like, they should use their channel more what should I say, more productively.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Do you agree or disagree? Television is a wasteland.
I totally agree with that. It's just everything that you like flip through. It's either reality or it's just something that's non-educational. And even with the news now, it gets just overthrown and taken way out of proportion. So it's not even technically news anymore. It's just
Sensationalism.
yeah. It's just we're gonna give them something they want to hear and make it sound good. Like there could be like stuff going on with like Obama passing a new law and they'll just blow it out of proportion to be like make Obama look like the bad guy when that's not the case. The new law could be like a good thing and people are just blowing it out of proportion. So yeah, I totally agree that television is just a huge wasteland. It's not even considered a wasteland. It's like a barren planet now.
So is it the responsibility of those providing the media content to make this not such a wasteland? Or, I mean, you say reality television, but it's a reality that either we don't relate to or we detest.
Well, I think an issue stems from both the viewers and from the producers. Producers are making whatever they think we want to watch.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly. Supply and demand. And because of that, they're making these crap shows that viewers consume like it's nothing. It's our responsibility as viewers to watch things that are educational or do pertain some type of value. And by doing so, it drops the ratings of other shows and producers will stop making that. So it's a give and take. Both parties are at fault, but both parties are still responsible for what is on television, what is on media in general.
So would this wasteland, you go ahead and pass it on, would this wasteland be a reflection of the population of society, the people that are in demand? Are they supplying this demand?
Absolutely. Because I think at this point we know that reality shows are nobody's reality. Nobody actually goes through that stuff. We pretty much know at this point that it's scripted. And we continue to watch it and we continue to say that it's reality TV when we know that, I mean, it's what we want to see. We may not want to admit it out loud. We may not even say that we watch these shows when we know good and well that we do. But I think it has a lot to do with the population and what we want to see and what our guilty pleasures, so to speak. So I wouldn't necessarily say that television is a wasteland. I think that we have made it that. It could be much more, but it's pretty much what we've made it to be.
And what do you think is the steps to making it much more than it is already?
That's a hard question. Because anyone can go on YouTube and make their own web series and produce their own shows, but it's all about the higher powers. Who's going to produce your show? Who's going to give you that money to back that show? And they're only going to give you the money to back that show if it's going to make more money. So a lot of educational or productive type of shows or networks or programs, they're not really going to get funded because a lot of those don't really make any money. So it could be hard. It could take some time.
Okay. Do you agree that it's a wasteland?
Yeah, I really think the power is in like the viewers' hands. I mean, our dollar is our vote, essentially, and I think that awareness is one thing. Like like she said, we're all kind of aware that this is an issue, but until we can really step up, I don't really think I don't see the producers changing what they're putting out there if we continue to buy it. So I do think that it's a wasteland.
What do you mean by step up?
Maybe stop watching it, petitions, or start watching stuff that we do support and do agree with, putting our money elsewhere.
So would we be inspired to have government impose more regulations on the content that's provided by television?
No, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I don't really think the government should have a role in what we watch or don't watch.
So we should police ourselves.
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you. Metaphorical wasteland. Do you agree or disagree?
Not necessarily, but if people think that what we're watching on TV is trash and stuff like that, so what else are we supposed to watch? Do people actually watch PBS on people like teaching you how to paint and stuff? We claim like we don't want to watch reality TV, but what else are we going to watch? I just don't mean. I understand people are saying like educational. We need to watch more educational stuff, but let's see, we're grown-ups. We're not going to sit there and watch how to count to
Would
3
the value
and
be
stuff
more
like that.
placed in the adult world on entertainment rather than education?
Yeah.
But couldn't we glean educational cues from even entertainment? Could that be possible? Like what sits the dividing line?
That's a hard question. Somebody help.
Can you repeat your question, please?
The question why is there a division between entertainment and education? Why can't the lines be blurred, or what imposes that line between the two?
Well, I feel like there shouldn't be necessarily a one thing pertaining to both. You can entertain and educate people at the same time. It's completely true, but television and media in general is much more than just education. It's an art, and it's a craft that many people like ourselves in this room right now are trying to pursue, or at least some kind of form of it. And when we ourselves want to create something, don't we want to make something of value? I, myself, if I want to write or create a video, I don't want to educate somebody. I want to show them my own art. So I think through education, yeah, it's important, and PBS does a great job at doing so. I mean, maybe more so back in the day than now, but television is so much more than that. The media is so much more than that. So why are we only scripting to why should TV just be educational?
Busy. You got some?
I think when we say educational, we don't mean in such a childish way like PBS or something like that. When I think of educational TV or educational program, I think of something like as simple as House of Cards on Netflix.
Okay.
That's one of the most entertaining shows I've ever seen in my life. But it makes you think about Congress and your mayors and your government and what they're doing and what they're not doing. And it makes you fully aware of the ins and outs of that lifestyle. So I think, you know, you can educate people through media in so many complex ways without even realizing it. Because before House of Cards, many people didn't even care about those type of things. Before Scandal, people didn't care about what a fixer was or what an Olivia Pope was. So I think you can educate people in more ways than one with media.
You want to answer your question? So could we find value in the wasteland, even though we are inundated with what we would consider trash or garbage? Can we find value in just about anything that's provided to us through this media?
Yes, because I feel like it may not be such as like, I don't know, like an educational way, but maybe how someone is portraying themselves on a, like, I don't know how to describe it.
All right, well, thank you for your answering the questions. This wraps up our little talk about the impact of television on society. This has been COMM 1010. Have a wonderful day. Stay classy, Chattanooga. Good, yay. I was looking for hand cues from 2.
Good job, everybody.
Hey, that was pretty cool. Yeah, actually, that was cool.